We have Tabitha Kessler here with a hospital, if you wanna.
Do I come up there?
Oh, you can, or you can sit right there, it doesn't matter.
Okay. The stats for October, we had 2,935 outpatients, 21 inpatients, 64 in the ER, 301 that they saw in the clinic, 10 surgeries, 62 specialty clinic, and then our acute average was 3.35, our swing bed average was 13.75. Acute average daily census 1.79, and swing bed average daily census was 2.92.
So we're slowed down just a little bit
Just a
from,
little, yeah. I think some of the staff was kind of actually grateful for some of the slowdown, just to catch up on other things, so
okay.
we've been pretty high census a lot, and helped us get some training in and stuff, so. I'm also here on behalf of getting support, or a letter of support for the transportation grant that we're applying for our Senior Life Solutions program.
And can you explain just a little bit of that to the commissioners?
Sure. So we're bringing in a senior, it's called Senior Life Solutions, and it's a program primarily targeting 65 and older, but it's mental health services. And we're involved in a tier 1 group, which would be 10 patients that we would have come in for group therapy, up to 10 patients, excuse me, for group therapy 3 times a week, and then individual therapy 2 days a week. It's for, just people struggling with loss, or maybe just moving to town and not used to living in town, or just aging itself, chronic disorders that they might have, or chronic disease management, just helping them get through those type of things in their life and anything that might have changed their current circumstance. I think it's going to be a really strong program. We already have a therapist hired for it. They will be on site 5 days a week. And then we have interviews. We are finishing up with interviews today and tomorrow for our RN, which will be our program director for that. The transportation grant that we're applying for is to help with getting those patients to their appointments that we're going to have basically 5 days a week. It's not to, we want to collaborate with the current transportation systems we have, but we don't want to overload that system either. If we have 10 patients that need to get to our facility for an appointment, we don't want it to be something that overloads the current transportation. Questions?
When do you anticipate this program going into effect?
Well, with the therapist hired, and we're hoping to have an RN hired by the end of the week, we hope to have it going by the end of the year. So, within the next 30 to 45 days, so. The grant that we're applying for, the funds wouldn't be made available to us till May, so we would be using the public transportation system for any of the needs that our patients might need.
Okay. So basically, all you need from us is our letter of support. You're not looking for any monetary support.
No money, just letter of support for the grant.
Okay.
Rodney was wanting to know about our other transportation grant, I think, wasn't it, Rodney? Or is that still, did we have to renew that today? Or do you know?
The one for the van we have already possessed.
Last meeting we did that.
Yeah, I think we've already done that.
There you go, there's your answer, Rodney. We already did that.
Pardon?
We've already did that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I guess we're good then.
Okay, well, I see no reason.
Where are you, does the grant include drivers? Are you
We
gonna
have to
hire a
hire the
driver?
driver. The driver will be one of our CNAs because they will also help with patient care and doing vitals and stuff for those patients when they're coming in. So our CNA will be driving the van if we get a van purchased, so.
What happens if you don't?
If we don't get a van, we'll have to use the public transportation and just hope that it can keep up, or we'll have, if it doesn't, we'll end up just getting it ourselves in our own.
Okay.
I don't have any problem with it, we have one at the rest home, we have public transportation. It seems like we ought to be able to make the 3 of them or the 2 of them work.
Do you anticipate having some patients from the nursing home?
We would like to, but I don't know how. It's something we're still working out with Jeff on that, so.
Well, there again, I think that would be a topic of discussion. I mean, if you have nursing home patients and they have a transportation van already in place,
Correct. And the only concern is that it overlaps with other, if they're going to PT or somewhere else and they're needing a patient in our, for this group therapy at a certain
so
time.
scheduling is just,
Scheduling is gonna be the biggest,
but you're gonna have dedicated times, correct?
correct.
So every day these people know it, let's say for instance, 10 o'clock, I have my appointment. Again, I have no trouble signing a letter of support, as long as it's not involving our dollars.
I move that we sign a letter of support for the van for the hospital.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to sign a letter of support to the Cheyenne County Hospital for the intent of a grant application.
Thank you.
Need all three of us, or one is plenty?
Yeah, one's coming.
All right.
That's your fault now, it goes south.
Yeah, I've done a lot of other stuff.
Let's go.
Okay,
So anything else from me then?
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Speaking of grant,
There will be
do we
tax
wanna-
dollars used.
You're such a pessimist.
Enter into a three-year contract,
I wanted to think before they show up every time.
For writing that grant for us.
Yeah,
Got a
I
lot
think
of
so.
banks.
Let's keep it annual if we can.
Is that thing on?
I don't see the advantages of this 3 years.
Why, what'd you say?
Nothing, I can't see the blue light. Oh, okay.
It was nice having to write that grant with the election and all that.
Good, that's what we wanted now.
And,
And since you'd already been through the process, I'm sure.
yeah.
What kind of census do you have riding that van?
And then at the last meeting,
Average is about 8 a day, doesn't it?
yeah.
I was thinking you told me that, or somebody told me it's an average in 8
So I think
a
it's
day.
270, I'll be able to look it up real quick.
Every
Well, I
time I
was just
see it, it's
curious
empty.
if we are gonna run into a conflict.
The biggest conflict is senior.
On the days they have the
That's the
meals at the
biggest-
senior center.
Conflict.
And most of those are probably, what, 11:30?
Yeah. And we have others that are doctor's appointment, they'll, fan drivers are really good at working them in and getting them to the hospital and the senior center. I mean, we've got that.
Well,
It's just,
as long as it's being used.
I think last week was around 270 rides.
Dave over there?
I just saw DJ in the clerk's office.
Dave only needed 15 minutes.
July we had 202, August 206, September 256, and then October is 195.
That's a lot more than I anticipated it was gonna be. That's pretty good usage.
Mondays are usually really slow. Stays pretty busy.
That's good. What's going on at the DMS building last night?
Ryan was putting on a disaster training thing for the public, I believe.
I hadn't heard of it.
I didn't know anything about it, I saw something about it on Facebook.
I drove by and saw 20 cars out there. Oh my, what is this?
Do you want to see if DJ wants to jump in?
Yeah, unless Carol will run it just a little ahead. Are you ready, or you want to wait for Janet, or?
Or Janet? Well,
Well, we actually have another one we could call on if you want to wait a few minutes.
oh, well, that would be fine. I
Okay.
would just assume she's here, but
Okay,
202 would be 10 a day,
yeah.
if you figured 4 weeks in a month.
Well, it's definitely good news.
It's almost working.
Okay.
you guys want to go ahead and look at this?
Well,
Does she come? Oh, or somebody?
we got somebody
Oh, it's on the-
coming down the hall, I think.
All right.
Morning, DJ.
Good morning, how are we today?
Well, we didn't intend to rush you, but we had a few.
No,
minutes.
nope, that's fine. I took care of some of my stuff early so I could begin. All right. Should I start? Well, I think I'm gonna start here. Unit 18 has 218,000 miles on it, and it's pretty worn out. Things are falling apart on it. It's drinking oil, not wanting to start. Things are stopped working at it, air conditioner, heater.
Front end sloppy.
Yeah, front end's falling apart, slave cylinders going out. We're just talking worn out, period. And I did get some bids to see if I could request to get a new pickup to replace it. I checked with Yost, Dan Brenner, and Hurl.
Yeah, how much in your budget?
You'll have $32,035 for equipment. That's everything I got from the capital outlay.
Are you looking at getting it this year and finishing off next year as far as your payment?
No, doing the payment all next year, after the first.
Did you budget for it for next year's budget then?
Yes,
But you're gonna encumber the money you got this year to help pay for it.
yes,
So you're gonna carry over what you have left into next
that's
year?
correct.
That makes sense. And you had how much there? About 32,000?
No, I had 26,000.
26,000.
And I asked about trade-in on it, and they all told me it'd be junk price of $500, and nobody really wants it. They said the best thing to do would be to auction.
This is, you're gonna put a new tank and the old works on it? or
No,
keep
I'm-
your old outfit?
I'm going to keep the flatbed tank, pump, and motor. I will have to move the flatbed over in that, but I will have to redo some plumbing and piping on there and updating the spray system. But I have not gotten a bid on that yet, because I figured the first things first is see if I could be accepted to get a vehicle.
And it sounds like, what year is it?
93.
93, so it's lived a pretty
Yeah,
good life.
so pushing 25 years.
Yeah.
It was wore out 5 years ago,
Yeah.
but I was still.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it will probably get me through into prairie dog season, but I mean, I've had to ask people to help pull start and things like that, and it's getting,
On the embarrassing.
yeah, just a little bit. And as you can see from the figures, them to be here, say locally in town, I don't have that money. And I don't know where to get that. That'd be you guys to decide and which one. And where to help me with the money to pay for that.
So about 3,100 difference between them.
Do not change the building that will fall off over the front. I did that and hit my neck pipe. I thought I was gonna die.
I've already got that experience.
It's just tall enough, you gotta have a bucket, you know you're gonna fall off.
Yep.
Yeah, when we got that pickup originally, we were gonna trade it in 2 years, cause diesels was a big selling deal. We was gonna run it and then trade it in, and that didn't happen.
Well, it's tough when you ask for a trade-in and they ain't gonna give you half of what you're using it for.
Well, you know, it's sad when the bottom line is to trade in, that they give you a junk price is really worth more than the truck.
Yeah. But no, I would just be buying a basic cabin chassis to move the bed and stuff over.
This is 3/4 ton,
1 ton.
1 ton.
All of
with
them are-
dualies.
No, no duals.
Can you get it with dualies?
Yes, you can.
How much more?
I didn't get a price on that. Well,
Your
if
stability's
they're,
gonna be
yeah,
so much more.
and if they're charging $360 for a wheel and tire, I think, adding a few more tires, probably another $1,200.
Well, that still ain't a bad price. I would though, I mean, as far as your stability and things like that, I think a dually wheeled pickup is gonna give you a little better service. Because you get, especially with that tank with no baffles, you get a lot of, well,
Yeah, it does sway a bit, but where the GSV weight on these is almost double what I have now, I didn't think that was gonna be a factor.
Yeah, a lot more rigid.
Yeah, especially stepping up to a 1 ton from a 3/4 ton. 'Cause that's only a 300-gallon tank, not a big 5.
Take it up in the brakes. You'll find out.
So we'll see.
I'm good.
I call that lack of interest.
I was looking at this, I wasn't listening to you guys.
You didn't miss anything.
Okay.
I told him I thought if he went with a dually wheel, it'd be better than that single wheel.
And I can get prices on that too. They're
But if you're not having the difficulty now and you're moving up to a stiffer frame anyway.
Yes, that's kinda what I thought, and it could save my money trying to catch something close to my budget. I can't ask them just to give me a pickup.
Try.
Yeah.
What are these, 17s or 18s?
2018s.
Are they gonna have a carryover you can get cheaper?
No. Nope, I checked. Nope. Everything else has by a box, you'd have to buy every with box, then take it off. That's what we already have, an extra box hanging out there that, so I plan to take the flatbed off, put this other box on and put it up for auction as a whole pickup and maybe get $1,000, $2,000 out of it, hoping.
You're gonna take the box off of the new one?
No, the new one will not have a box. That is just a cabin chassis bed. So I can put the flatbed I have on now straight across. Trying to save pennies everywhere I can.
So do you prefer a Chevy or a Ford?
I'm happy with either one. That's why I leave it to you guys the decision where to buy.
What was the bottom bid?
So
What was the low bid?
32,995.
And that was on
Chevy?
Chevy. And I know that, the Yost was bid was 3,000 higher, but they're right here local. It's easy for me to get work done immediately right here. Because I don't know what way, if something did go bad, what my wait times would be going to Goodland or not. They both told me
Now you got the
that,
expensive driving down there anyway.
yes, but they
And the
said,
loss of time.
yes, but they said, like Earl said, that they would definitely bring a trailer, pick it up. That would not be at my expense for warranty work and to recover it, if something were to go. But all of them have the same warranty, that they're 3-year or 36,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty, 5-year or 60,000 mile powertrain warranty. Everybody's warranty is the same.
$3,000 difference?
3,100.
And just buy you a new log chain. Is that all right?
Yeah, can I call you to pull me then?
Yeah, give me a call.
Okay.
As soon as I get mine jump started, I'll be right out.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing as we went through with the insurance. I wish we could stay local. We're not tied to the low bid, are we?
I wouldn't think so. I'm kind of in favor of leaving it local just for, like you said, maintenance and, because every time you needed maintenance, now you're gonna be without a vehicle and they got the time and manpower involved in getting it to Goodland.
Yeah, and if I just need small parts or anything here, I'm 2 blocks from the dealer. And that makes a difference to me, but like I said, that is your call, because I don't know where the rest of that's gonna come from.
And do you have an idea of what the difference is gonna be between your budget limitations and,
Like this year's budget, I'm gonna fall down to pennies on either being over or right on, under my budget for this year. That is why I've stuck no money into Unit 18, because it's not worth it for one, and two, I just don't have it. because we got all the aerial spraying done, and I'm waiting for that bill, and then with my wages to finish the year, I mean, I'm gonna be down to pennies, if not $100 or a couple $100 over. But I'm trying not to spend anything that I can.
Well, we appreciate that.
So you don't have enough for,
No, for next year's budget, I will have, for capital outlay equipment, I'll have $32,035. Plus, and if we auction the pickup off, that would come back for whatever that price is worth.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what fund we could get that out of.
I was just asking Leslie, when we took bids, can we go to Yost and negotiate or not?
I don't know why not.
We'll take bids, you just got your quotes.
Yeah, we just got.
Yeah,
Can
I
we
just-
negotiate?
I think so.
Leslie won't tell me.
I don't know, I went after them pretty hard to
Did you?
get where these are at.
Who'd you talk to in each one of these?
This one here was Danny Archer
Okay.
from Hurl, Keith Neville, and
Jeff.
Jeff Riley.
Even though it is another $3,000, I'm still inclined to stay locally, stay in town. Because I think in the long run, by the time you,
Maybe more than one.
yeah, in the long run, I think you're gonna be better off not having to go to Goodland every time you need something done.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm also gonna have to pinch and look into my budget to update the spray system, because a lot of this stuff ain't gonna go on the front like we had the front booms and things. I'm gonna try to use what I can off the old pickup. If that's a decision you wanna make to give me a pickup. But I haven't got bids on it, cause I'll do the labor, I'll just be buying parts to put on.
Yeah, well, let's do it one step at a time.
Yes.
Okay, any more discussion, you think, or anybody wanna make a motion, or you wanna table it for a month? How do you wanna do this?
We need a pickup, but I'm just concerned if we're 3,000 short, where we're gonna get it.
Well, I'm not,
He can charge the road department for another 3,000 because he doesn't do the road spraying.
We could. I know they did a lot of work for us, so.
You would be all right with it?
With the balance you're saying?
right.
Yeah.
You'd be okay with that?
Yeah.
What do you want?
We just need pickup.
Yeah.
Two reliable pickups. It's either that or you go through the financing option,
Right.
so.
How much will it cost for the new pickup?
What's that?
How much will it cost for the new pickup?
The low bid is 32.
2.9.
Yeah.
The low bid was 32.9. The one we're looking at, 36.1.
We got 33,000 in the account.
Yeah, this was proposed, by the time you put your options and things like that. By the time you put your tank options and everything, didn't deal with that, but they have enough.
If you
of
buy a
that.
Ford, you can have your flooring work done up
I
here.
think that's what it's saying, if they stay local, it's 36.
Yeah.
And then if you
Sure not like it.
3,000.
Still, I think it beats any kind of trip to Goodland. Now you're talking about a loss of 2-3 hours, and man,
So then we could buy the one at Brenner's and have the warning work on here.
there's roughly $1,500-$1,600 difference between those two bids.
Identical vehicle.
Yes, everything's identical except the Chevy. But it's still the same cab chassis, all the options are the same. I wanted to had them made it apples to apples.
Yost gets paid for the warning work. Does that make sense?
I didn't catch it.
If we bought the one from Brenner, can't Yost still do the warning work?
I think I'd go and ask Yost if he
Yeah.
can match it.
I'm inclined to agree with that, because you're talking about $1,428 difference.
Well, I believe the difference between them will be here, this line item, that Brenner is not charging us for a destination and delivery of $1,295. So that really does make up your difference in price.
Yeah, it sure does.
And I did ask Keith and them
You
about
could
it.
walk 2 blocks
Exactly.
for $1,200.
I don't know why I asked about them charging that, and they said that's what they have to do. They just carry the cost over them because they ain't making nothing on it, so. But that is the only one that is charging me that number. Which gives you the difference of the two Fords.
Yep.
Let's table it and try to negotiate this a little between Brenner and Yost.
And you did point that out to them, that delivery
Yes.
destination charge.
Yes, I did.
And they wouldn't budge.
No, they said they're being charged for that, and it comes back to us as the buyer. And when I talked to Jeff about it, he said unless we're paying taxes, that's the number, and that, there's no fuel delivery charge to us.
Okay. Let's
Or
table.
do you want a motion? I don't.
I don't either. Obviously, DJ needs a pickup. And I don't know whether $1,428 is worth,
Well, you could make the motion, have him work on them and take the best bid. How's that sound? If you want the motion.
say, I'm good with that. I'm still kind of inclined to staying in town. Just makes better sense to me.
So do you wanna go with Yost?
I would.
I move that we purchase the pickup from Yost
Okay,
at 36, one something in it.
$36,163.84. And, you know, I don't think it would hurt to go up and talk to him again and say, hey, you look like you won the bid here, but the commission had the concerns over that delivery charge. Why do you charge it and not Dan Brenner?
And I can do that.
All right.
And I'll second his motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to go ahead and accept the bid from Yost Ford for 2018 Ford pickup. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
That didn't give you much bargaining power, does it?
No. Nope.
Nope.
I tried my best when I was getting the quotes from them.
Oh, I'm sure you did. It just, well, it goes back to the basic principles. It's great doing business at home,
Yep.
and it's convenient when it comes time for any kind of repairs or service work.
If I have a part go bad, a U-joint part, they're right there. And
Yeah.
instead of me losing time, man, hours going over and back.
Sure, and I think it's important to support them too. All right.
And that brings me on to the next thing I was to give you guys. is for these 2 grant applications. I was wanting to submit, for the first grant that Kelly Doyle wrote for help with the NACA project through the Dane G. Hansen. She applied for $50,000 on her own time. And I believed it was approved that we could have put in for a percentage for taking care of the paperwork on that. And so I'm asking for her to get $500. And then on the second one, her and I resubmitted a grant for $35,000 to the Dane G. Hansen. And we're asking for 1% of that, but they were both declined for $150 apiece for a total of $300. And they were written on our own time and submitted.
Yeah.
You didn't get either one of these?
No, we
You didn't
didn't.
get this one?
No, neither one. That's why we're asking for the 1% of what we wrote for our time that we put in on our own hours to.
Well, that was our policy. If we didn't get it, they didn't get nothing.
I don't,
That's the way it
Yes.
was set up.
Okay.
If the grant was successful, then
Then you get
percentage
like
was paid.
4% or something.
And I'll have that by the next meeting.
Okay, so if it was successful, we were able to get that.
If
Okay,
it's not successful, you
I
get
think it was 3.
okay.
But there again, I don't blame you for, you want reimbursed for your time and effort.
Yeah.
And if you want something like that written into the policy where it is a lesser percentage or something of that nature, if the funds are there, we can definitely put that in the policy.
I would like to see that. Just because it wasn't successful is not their fault. They still
Right.
put the time and effort into,
Right,
and that's what we want the employees to do. We want them to go after these grants and, you know, obviously we reward if we're successful, but I don't think we need to penalize them either
right.
if they're not successful.
Especially since they're doing it on their own time.
Yes. So let's table this one for a meeting. Let's let Leslie work on a policy.
Okay.
And I would ask of the commissioners, what would you think would be adequate compensation in regards to something of this nature?
Well,
Yeah, I just threw 1% as a
He
figure
threw
to bring.
1% out. We're gonna reward 3% for successful, correct?
Right?
I don't think it'd be out of line to ask for half of that, like 1.5%.
Okay.
Does that sound?
These are for approved,
Yeah,
commissioner
Yes.
approved grants.
Yes.
Yes.
Go after. So you don't have somebody.
yeah, these are the 2 grants. that I
Right.
did.
$100,000 grant.
Yeah.
No.
They don't
Yeah.
want-
Yes.
Want a, you know, a helicopter pad or something, yeah.
No. I was under the impression these 2 were approved, because that's what Dave was asking for all the time,
Yeah.
and these, you said
I'll
yes.
just, I'll just throw that out there.
Yes.
because
But that's a
That
good
can
thing.
happen.
But again, I think that's only fair.
I think so too. And like I said, I'll have this by the next meeting so
Okay.
that we don't run into these issues. But I'm glad that we didn't have it all done.
No.
And have this come up and then
No.
it's like, well, wait a minute, we need to go backtrack and redo this because, yeah, I think they need to be compensated.
I do too. Okay, so let's table that till the
Okay.
next meeting. We can get a policy in place.
That'll work for
And
me.
then we'll reimburse you at that time.
That'll work for me. Because the other question I had was, I did not write the grant, but I did submit with the help of Scott, and that was not on my personal time, for the time for me submitting it. The NACA grant, we applied for $60,000 for the federal, and that's where the wildlife money and all the contributions came
Right.
into play.
Right.
But I did submit that, and we won't know until February next year, of 2018.
Okay, so we'll wait till then to
Mm-hmm.
be able to make that decision.
Yes. All right. That's all I have, unless you have any
No, I
Questions, anything for me?
think we're good.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you, DJ.
Thank you.
Okay, Carol?
Never done this, so don't know.
Good morning, ladies.
Oh, thank you. We're here on behalf of the Historical Society and the Cheyenne County Museum. About 3 weeks ago, we met with Larry and Marty Adams, and they're with Family Search. It is a free search website, and what they're trying to do is gather historical information. If you open your book, you have a sheet, and it says Kansas, Nebraska guidelines, and these are the records that they are wanting to digitalize. When they digitalize them, they come in and they digitalize them for free. It will not cost the county any dollars. They come in and they digitalize them, and these are the records that they would like. Part of them are up at the museum, part of them are here. What they require is a room to set their camera up, and they have to pay for their own lodging while they stay here to digitalize the whole process. As the museum, we are looking favorably on letting them digitalize what we have up at the museum. They were asking if we would come talk to you about the possibility of them digitalizing these records from the county. They do go to Salt Lake City. If something were to happen to the records that we have here, you do get a copy of the records that they digitalize. So it would be in-house, but if something ever happens to that copy, they will replace it. If we go from computers and whatever copy is to whatever is out there tomorrow, it would be updated to the latest technology. And so we're just here. This, Leslie, that I gave you is the agreement that, that would need to be signed. They would come in and they would take inventory so they could get a guideline about how long it would take.
So they do all the legwork
Yeah.
and everything.
They do all the legwork for nothing.
What's their take on it then?
Well, I'm thinking genealogy must be pretty lucrative.
It's the Mormons,
Right.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
as soon as you said
it's
Salt
their
Lake City,
mission,
I
yeah, it's their mission.
But, if we were to lose those records, we have nothing. If they're digitalized at no cost. I mean, at the museum, we have the newspapers on microfilm, and just to digitalize them, we're talking several thousands of dollars. And they're already, they already have the pictures taken. And so for them to come in and say, we'll do this free,
Yeah, that's kind of,
No, they're doing this around the country, and they've already done, eastern Kansas, Topeka. And,
larger cities.
The larger cities, and their push now is to do this in smaller communities.
that's quite an undertaking. I don't know.
It's a huge undertaking.
Why would, I mean,
well, they've been doing, I don't know if you're familiar with the big museum up at Holdridge, but they've been working there for 2 years. And they come on their own money, pay for their own lodging to do this. And I don't know, free always sounds good to me.
yeah, and there's usually,
I don't think there's anything, any hidden agenda here, except that they take it very seriously, that this is one of the mission fields that they have.
well, Ancestry.com is.
That is a
also
paid source.
Right, but it's
Families,
still
yeah.
organized by the Mormons.
Family Search is free. You don't pay anything to do Family Search.
Really?
And
So when
that-
you get their system set up, however many years that is down the road,
And once it's filmed, the way I understand it, once the pictures are taken, it goes directly to them. And once it's there, you can browse and find it. Then they categorize it, and then it's easier, and then you can just search. You can put in the name Northrop, and it would pop it up, But that's down the road. Until that is all categorized, you know, you have to go to browse and search. That's why I gave Leslie, you know, the
Yeah.
terms to see if she could see any reason for not. But that's, you know, what we wanted to talk to you about, whether or not we could tell Lee and Marty that you would be willing to open up.
What I would request is that this be tabled to the next meeting so I can go over this
Yeah.
agreement, instead of just sitting here reading it now.
Right.
Okay.
And making it.
I'm sorry I didn't
No,
have
that's
it
fine.
before.
That's fine. But it's just interesting that they are willing to do this for free. However, there's some copyright language in here, et cetera. And so I want to make sure that I touch base with a friend of mine who does copyright law to see what exactly this is saying in regards to that, and have time to actually read it in detail.
And I think that's really wise. They do not have copyright to the records, just to the digital,
Process.
To the image.
To the
to
process.
the image.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so,
But I would feel more comfortable having more time, given the technicalities that
Well,
I'm seeing
I'm
just
assuming
glancing
the only
through
thing
this.
The only thing they're really asking for is open record stuff anyway.
Correct. Can I have one of the lists of what they're asking?
oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Yes.
I mean, we have lots of fun up there at the museum. It's fun working with people who are looking for their heritage.
Oh,
You
sure.
know, we're busy up there, you know. A museum, it gathers things, you know, and everything takes space. So, you know,
Yeah.
paper's kind of, what we can get digitalized up there is kind of the direction we've been trying to go, you know.
So you haven't fully committed to it?
We have not signed the agreement. We have an email that wants to know, you know, where we stand, and I have to have that filled out by Sunday. But we have a board meeting this afternoon, so.
Okay, well, we'd be curious to know what you decide this afternoon also.
Informally, I think we've decided to go with it, but we haven't formally made a motion and
Okay,
approved it, yeah.
well, it's an interesting opportunity.
Did you say something about they needed a space?
Yes.
And the table, you know, like a 8-foot table, you know, is what they need. And probably, you know, in a darker room, because they have their own lights, you know, to light the page, so they're all at
Very
that.
professional about what they're doing.
Did they say how long they might be here?
Depends how many records they get to copy.
Good. Like you said, they'd been at Holdridge 2 years, right?
They were very impressed with the records that we had up. You know, definitely we'll be doing the census, the birth records, the, you know.
Obituaries.
Obituaries.
One of our problems here is the lack of room.
We have that problem too.
Yeah, it seems like everybody does.
Probably
That-
more
that
than
might
you
help.
do.
But I'm guessing that if you guys decide that you want to do that, you do not want those records being transferred to here,
No.
to there,
Yeah.
to there, to here. You know,
We don't
and
want them to leave the building.
Exactly.
that's what, and they work about 20 to 30 hours a week, you know, is their work process.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and
Do they
table it
pick
for-
everything up and take it with them every time, or do they leave them?
No, the camera would set. It would set until they are done. They did say that they would, wanted us, if we decided to do this, to start putting articles in the paper that says, if you have your family history and you would like it digitalized, we will make an appointment and we will do that for free. They have offered that to the churches and to the cemetery boards. You know, any of those informations, they would be willing to do. So, you know, they're talking several days. Right now, they are down in Stockton working. So,
With the county or with their historical society, do you know?
I do not know exactly, you know,
It'd be nice
and,
to talk to another county that that has agreed to do this and see what,
And this is really, really new to this area. You know, Lee Keller, who is a board member, went to the Sherman County Museum to a How to Preserve Your History, is that the correct name, Janet?
Yeah.
Seminar, and it was brought up. The gal from Hoxie that was there is, they're looking at trying to help them out by getting a grant for lodging, you know, to help them out with the fees while they're here. But to digitalize records, that's expensive.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
So,
We sent some of that microfilm off to see how much it would cost to digitalize it, and,
I guess that's the shock factor in this is, wow, they're gonna do all this for free?
I know, it is-
and you thought,
yeah.
so,
It almost seems too good to be true, but let's have Leslie look over that agreement and, you know, we'll get back in a couple of weeks. I mean, it doesn't sound like anything harmful by any.
No, it really doesn't. And I went online and, you know, just got a little background on why they're doing that, so you can do that too, you know. While we're here, I just wanted to bring you up to date on the relationship between the county and the Historical Society and the museum. Currently, we get $4,780 apportionment, and $4,302 of that comes in February and $478 in August. Basically, our monthly expenses run about $500 to $600. And then in March, we have this huge, we pay insurance to the tune of about $1,200. And we do have to pay that, but we're on the county, you know, we're under the county umbrella for that. Who is the insurance this year? Is it NITIL again, or?
No, we've actually just made that decision this
Next
morning.
year.
Did you?
This year is gonna remain the same. In 2018, we voted this morning to go back with K-Camp, K-Work.
You did, okay, but this year,
The
like this?
remainder of this year.
The remainder of this year, but 2018 will be K-Camp again?
Correct.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay. So we just wanted you to know this, that I've been with the museum since I moved back to St. Francis. I've been there for 10 years. That apportionment hasn't changed at all. And I don't think probably it's changed since the very beginning of the Historical Society in the late 80s. I would guess, that's be my guess. I don't have those records, you guys. I was asking Charissa yesterday if she had them. But anyway, obviously, expenses have not stayed at the rate they were in the late 80s. So we just wanted to make you guys aware of that and see if there's, you know, any way that the apportionment could be increased. And also, it was drawn to our attention the other day that there are park and rec funds, taxes collected for that, and we didn't know if we would fall under that category for a little, you know, for something.
Again, the line is already starting to form for that money.
Yeah, right, sure, that's.
But there was some questions, basic questions about what exactly that money can be used for.
Right, exactly.
And we just don't have the answers to that yet.
Okay.
And so it would be.
Boy, the word is out. Huh?
Oh, it would be remiss of us to try to make any kind of,
Well, like I said, it did come to our attention.
sure. And,
Probably
yeah.
because we have board members on other boards.
Yeah.
and I'm sure you guys have all noticed that we're working really hard to bring people into the museum
Oh,
up
yeah,
there.
it's-
Our programs, and you know, we're getting a lot of good feedback, and,
I love taking my grandkids in there.
Yeah, and we're
It's-
open more now, and we did, you know, get a grant for heating and air conditioning, so
Yeah.
now that place totally is heated.
Usable.
Yeah, usable, yes. And we have a wonderful program coming up December 3rd at 5:30, a community Christmas, ringing in Christmas at the Old Country Church. And the museum is decorated to the hilt right now for
Looks
Christmas.
good.
So we invite everybody to come to that. Yeah.
okay,
We
Well,
just wanted you to know we're there.
okay.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll wait till we hear from you, or come back in
Why don't you try to get on the agenda for 2 weeks?
get on the agenda.
And,
You can, there's a sign-up sheet if you guys want to go.
Okay, in the office, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, Dave.
So they did Jim first, since
Sure.
you've been waiting patiently?
Sure. Well, in light of your recent retirement, how many years did you work for this county?
That's what it says on
Holy cow. I mean, that's fantastic. We appreciate your dedication, all your hard work.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I mean, and not very often do we keep an employee 35 years.
I think he worked full-time for probably 20 or something like that. I don't know for sure, so.
Well, since you're gonna be cooling off here in the next few days, Dave has gotten you a coat.
That's pretty cool.
We're good. I hope you enjoy it. And thank you again.
Thank you.
What are you gonna do now? Start your own business?
Driving my wife nuts.
Well, yeah, I do that. I'm definitely-
Because
all right.
I can't do anything.
Yeah.
See, right now, they don't want me doing anything until this leg is healed. and this knee.
Well, again, we appreciate it.
But
Everybody.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I enjoyed working for the county, and I loved the work.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Good.
He was the territory operator when he first started, I think, up this direction, then he wound up moving to Bird, taking one over there, and
Yeah.
then wound up going down south and then he trained the last guy.
So you know the county well, you know?
I know it pretty well.
Oh,
I've
good.
worked in all of the counties.
All right. Well, thank you again. Maybe you can offer some advice one of these days. The young man needs it.
Yeah, okay,
Hey, thanks, Jim.
appreciate it.
Thank you for all your efforts.
Thank you.
It's getting better. Yeah,
Good. Well,
Congratulations.
continued good luck to you.
okay, thank you. All right. See you later. Thank you, guys.
That kind of dedication's hard to come by anymore.
Copied one from us, and I didn't know I was supposed to get there.
I'll share mine with Scott.
Thank you.
Is there a
The
logo?
one thing,
Oh, I'm sorry.
the one thing different you'll see on there is the Logan County for chip spreader. I put in a bid, and they did accept it, and right there is the chip spreader. We had to have as a short notice, we did look at it, hasn't been run for 10 years, they thought.
Yeah. it
But
does not-
everything cranked, it seemed like we're pretty confident we can get it run. And it's probably 25 years newer than the cities. That's gonna cost $6,000 to repair it, so.
Didn't have any water, no oil or nothing.
Probably had some, but we can drain it all out and stuff
Well,
like that.
nothing like no bad head or.
Yeah. I talked to the supervisor that run it last, he said, yeah, it worked fine, so. I don't think we can go wrong, especially that close, so. So what'd you say is wrong with it? It just hadn't been run.
You can drive it on.
And Doug and Warren are confident that they can get it running enough to get it loaded, then we can do some work on it here, so. And it's like, I thought he said like a 75 machine. And you know, the one that the city has there is a Moline engine, so it's gotta be in the 50s, so.
That ain't bad, it's 75.
And the belt and rollers, stuff like that we could see look good on this one. That's what really sent them down there, is it'd be a parts machine for the other one, but this turned out to be a lot better, so. It's acceptable, I think.
Good.
Cities could be parts for that, or
What's that?
could the cities be parts for that, or?
Possibly, I don't know, yeah. Yeah, 'cause it's a double belt the city has, and the rollers were bad, and the belt and what have you, so. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Next, I got a highway permit from Murphin Drilling. They're gonna bore under County Road 35 and W.5, install a 3-inch PVC conduit with a 480 volt electric line, minimum depth 36 inches, so I don't see a problem with this one.
Okay. That's way up there.
You're done?
Short and sweet, and that's what you want?
Well, and we're working on the road closure. I told Dave that I'd get with him in the next couple weeks, and we'll work on that stretch of road and getting that closed. It has been examined, and it is a hazard, so we're on it.
Yeah, I drove up it the other day too, just out of curiosity. You're not going up it with any moisture on the ground, for sure.
What road is that?
It's a minimum maintenance road west of Cali Creek.
And there's still entrances from the north end and the south end that get into that pasture, right? We wouldn't block off any,
No, that's one of the things that kind of changed. We had several different owners in that stretch, and now it's down to 3. And that's the reason we hadn't did anything with this middle section. Part of the confusion lies, I told Kelly, don't go past the second cattle guard, but there's 3 in there, and I should have had him went from the second to third, and that's where the worst of the washes was. So when you have a problem like that, you guys need to be reporting it, because we hadn't heard anything until that point, so.
I just drove through there.
Okay, yeah, let me know, because I didn't realize it was that bad, so.
well, and say I didn't.
But you're gonna close from that last cattle guard then,
From the last cattle guard, the 1 mile line,
back over
Going to the south.
The old farmstead over there.
yeah, I would just do that mile, I
You're
think.
just doing
because
a
of-
north-south
North-south
stretch.
mile, yeah.
What's the landowners think? Have you asked them or?
They was the ones, especially Ron Mayfield was the one encouraged it close, so.
Good. Sounds good.
And he's the biggest owner on this.
He has everything on the east side?
Mhm.
I move that we, give them permit number 1703.
Yes.
Second.
All those in favor of Murphin Drilling, my glasses on here, is a highway permit for Murphin Drilling Company out of Colby, and they want to bore under Road 35 and W.5. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
They do mark these for an electric line when they go across.
Most certainly they do, yeah.
'Cause I
He was gonna
saw
put them in like
one
5 feet deep, but our requirement's 3. I think Scott has to have that too.
That'd tear up a machine pretty good if you hit that.
Yeah, I wanna see
That many
that.
voltage.
Yep, I agree. So. You guys probably seen, they dug out, for the assisted living, and probably tomorrow, wouldn't be surprised if we start hauling dirt back to there, so.
Okay, and did we get the problem they had with the footing all kind of figured
Yeah,
out?
it's overkill, I mean, in my opinion, but, you got their engineers looking over it, and they,
Okay,
Did they have to put a vibratory packer in this thing or what? That was their deal.
vibratory packer, they gotta run soil density tests and also probe, stuff like that. But spent a lot of money on it, just
I
getting
was
this
just
test
curious why
run.
this wasn't discovered in the first place.
They're gonna mix the topsoil there with the, kind of the badger dirt underneath.
Yeah.
Mix that and then put it back in.
Mhm.
So this was kind of an oversight on the engineer's part when they first.
I feel
looked
it
at this?
is, yep.
Well, that's what it sounds like to me too. And that sounds like a problem between the contractors and subcontractors.
I talked to Brock yesterday and they're working with him.
Okay. All right, very good.
But they'll have to pay him, a per yardage fee, pay Brock in addition, I think, so.
Yeah, they're gonna, yeah, Brock didn't have to stand with his
Yeah.
bid.
So,
All right,
Good.
good. I'm glad
That was my concern.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
Brock said everything's all right.
Okay.
you never see a project where they go past the frost line stabilizing the bed. And that's reading, I'm puzzled, and they went down, I think, like 4 foot and almost hit that rock layer. I mean, it was solid as rock. So now they just gotta go up in lifts. It's gonna be time consuming, cause I think they're gonna have to run around and do them tests all the time, and
yeah,
so,
probably so, now that they perceived the problem.
yeah. And main reason they do it, in case there's a failure somewhere, they got
Right.
somewhere to point the finger at, so. But
All right.
overkill, in my opinion.
Thank
So,
you, Dave. Okay,
I emailed, David Luke at K-Camp, and you just pay, if you go with the 3-year, you just pay.
annually, what the annual cost is.
Annual, you don't pay it all up front.
I think we'd be remiss not to go ahead and do that. What was the total it saved us, do you remember?
I believe it was around 2,000.
2,000.
a year.
Plus they lock in the same premium for
Right.
3 years.
Yeah.
Good or bad, you're locked in for 3 years. And right now, it looks like, that'd be a pretty good idea.
Jeff Paulson, put ads out for that, door. Patio door.
Yeah, patio door.
He only received one quote. He's asking if you guys want to approve that. It's same what it did last time, I think it's pretty much same price.
Yeah, same price. Travis Milne's bid.
I think that's exactly the same
That looks
price.
pretty close to me.
What do you need?
A motion to approve this bill, I'm sorry, not a bill. A quote from TJ Improvements to move a patio door and all the labor and parts. His bid was, or his quote was $3,535.41. And it was the only quote received for the Good Samaritan Village Apartment number 6.
That's the one that did not have the door.
It did not have a door. That was the only one up there that didn't have a door. And now that they got it rented, or it will be rented out, they thought the door would be a nice addition to what they had.
I thought they had to have it for an escape hatch.
Yes, that's right too. That's another reason.
Well, yeah, and I think there was somebody kind of that wanted to move in, but was kind of stalling because it wasn't.
Right. So if we can get the apartment filled, money well spent.
I move we accept the bid.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of accepting TJ's Improvements bid of $3,535.41?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
All those opposed, same sign, so we didn't get that done.
Just need your permission to, for me to sign the renewal for our life insurance. It's, provides each employee $20,000 worth of life insurance.
Okay. Is there any increase in premiums or?
Nothing's increased, in it. depends upon how many employees we have on. It's under $400 a month. Right now, it's around $350, the employees we have.
Okay, I got no problem with that, especially since there's no increase.
Yeah, nothing's changed on it.
All right, do we have any more further matters in front of the board today?
Do you need a motion on that?
Do we?
I think so.
Okay, let's do it. Give us
Oh,
the details again.
It's on the left side.
Okay, this is a renewal from Advanced Insurance Company out of Topeka. It's a basic term life insurance policy for our employees. Guaranteed rate of 1 year. And it looks like it's based off how many employees, Class 1 employees you have working 40 hours or more.
What would be a class 2?
One that works 10 hours or more.
That's class 1.
Okay, what the number of employees who regularly work their weekly requirement of Class 1, 40 hours or more, and Class 2 elected officials, 10 hours or more, so elected's a different.
So elected officials are not covered on this thing?
Yeah, just at a different rate. You're much more risky than. I figured that.
The suicide rate.
Yeah. Alcoholism and everything else is up. And this is the same policy we've had for.
That's exactly the same.
Okay.
She dropped it out of the office 2 days ago.
Okay.
Do we hear a motion to go ahead and approve the rates for health and life insurance for our employees?
So,
Yeah. So moved.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, get that going. You got anything else, Scott? Any more business in front of the commissioners this morning?
I have one thing, what road is being closed?
Well, Karen, if you'll come over here. I'm not exactly sure what they're calling it.
What road is it? Is that the road that goes by Paul's? He says the landowners have been contacted and they haven't. Paul has never been contacted. Paul Crime. So just FYI, I don't know if that plays,
If it's out, so.
but he owns the land on the west,
On the west side of it, all along
but
there.
he has never.
Not all
been
along
contacted.
there.
So just FYI.
Well, better do that.
I
then.
understand where you guys are at.
What's it?
I understand where you guys are at.
Now, as long as we leave a good road, you know, maintenance coming in from the west and one from the east.
Okay, but he has never been contacted.
Contacted, yeah.
Okay. All right, and I've written that down, so we'll make sure that before anything is done, that we communicate with them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have a contact number?
I'll have to call you,
All
and he
right.
may not answer the phone.
Okay.
But Billy could tell him.
Billy can tell him.
Okay,
And if he disagrees,
just let me
talks to
know.
you.
Just let me know.
All right,
And like I said, we won't do anything until we hear from you guys. How's that?
appreciate it.
Not a problem.
I know they can carry a petition to keep it open.
It's a bad deal. The whole road is not, I realize it's in terrible condition. They do use it some. Because they can go through the pasture, if they need to fix fence and stuff, but it hasn't been usable. And I don't know where trucks are gonna turn around if they do get down there.
Yeah, they're not.
So, you guys, it's your problem.
Field trip.
I've been there, it's definitely rough, and I don't know if it's worth the time and effort to,
Well, we'll have to put dead-end roads on there now.
Dead end
But
signs.
we need to contact Paul.
Yes. And like I said, Karen, you know, if you guys want to reach out and see or give me contact information or something, we will definitely do that before anything is done.
Okay.
Because it is important that we visit with the landowners first. And I was of the impression that everyone had been talked to, so we'll definitely get on that. You're welcome.
okay. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
You can do that, it's not mine.
You're gonna,
I'm not adjourned.
Okay, second.
second.
All those in favor of adjournment? Aye. All right, we'll meet again in,
I'm surprised you seconded it. I bet you couldn't make me wait for an hour.
30th, November 30th. Thursday.